Hello everyone and welcome to a very exciting unboxing video. You can see in front of me I've got the brand new mini catalogue that runs from September, so it starts today all the way through to the end of December. And I have products that are from within this catalogue that I'm going to share with you today, what I've purchased and what I plan to do with some of the products. And there is also an online release today. So 2 releases, and this one you can see is quite a seasonal one, which is normal for this time of year. I'm very excited about what I've purchased, and I have done a few orders in preparation for upcoming projects. So I needed to get some scrapbooking kits organised for workshops. The creative design team have their 31 days of Christmas card event coming up that kicks off the 1st of October. So a lot of what I've purchased have those sort of things in mind, and also the things that I love to craft with as well for my own personal use, and also the things that I want to make into guides and workshop kits and put my photos on as well. You can see here this is a brand new stamp set. I'm going to get this probably with my next order. I wanted to point it out to you. It's called Love and Courage, and it's a fundraising one for breast cancer. So anybody who purchases that, Stampin Up will donate a percentage of the profits for that. And I really love this half sunflower, and it would be such a meaningful card to give somebody that you know or love that is going through this. But you can also use this with just the sunflower part and create some layouts and other cards with it. And I do love the sentiments and how this one here comes around with the other sort of semicircle part to frame out the sunflower. And you can use these sentiments on other cards as well. They don't necessarily have to be for people who are going through breast cancer. So I'm going to move on. I am flipping through the catalogue. I was wanting to do an unboxing video earlier than this, but I can't show you the inside of the catalogue if I do that. So I wanted to point some things out. And it was quite funny because I opened it up today just before I was about to record. This is going to be the card kit that comes out today. We've had a little preview, so I know that this one here, the vintage style one, is coming out today. I totally missed the fact that there are these gorgeous nutcracker tags. I don't know if this is coming out as this video airs, which is the first Tuesday of September, or if it's going to come out in October or November. But I absolutely love these nutcracker tags, so I can't wait for that kit to come out. I will be ordering this one. I'm not sure if this one is part of this as well. I don't think it is. So sometimes we get a little sneak peek about what is coming up with the brown box kits that launch every first Tuesday of a month. This one with the leaves and the garland is already available to order. So this one here I am just loving. So I'm going to move on. The first thing that is in the catalogue with product after those areas there are the scrapbooking workshop kits, and I have purchased both of them from this catalogue. I did want to, I'm going to skip ahead to this one here. I have a video that is all recorded. I just have to finish off the editing and the instructions because I've given this one a makeover. So I'm not going to flip through everything that is in this kit here. I just wanted to share with you, just keep an eye out, that's coming in a couple of days. I will have the video and how I've made over these layouts here and how I've extended the kit. So not only have I made 3 double page spreads from this kit here, I have tweaked them a little bit to suit my own style, but I've also been able to create 3 more double page spreads, so that's 6 more layouts from the leftover pieces of this kit and just adding in some additional cardstock. And this is all that I have left over from the kit here. So I have all the pages under here all ready to share with you, but that's in an upcoming video this week. So keep an eye out for that one. This one I'm going to go through with you. You can see it's in more traditional colours. The kit that I just showed you, you could use it for some Christmas pages, but I have gone a little bit outside the box with some of the layouts there for the themes. So let's get into this one and have a little look. It is using one of the designer series papers, and I'm just going to bring this in quickly to show you. So this is the designer series papers. It's called Traditions of Christmas. The Scrapbook Workshop Kit is called Keeping Traditions. So the Scrapbook Workshop Kits are given a different name so you can differentiate between what's a Scrapbook Workshop Kit and what is actually the Designer Series papers. And you can see you can purchase the Designer Series papers with a sticker sheet. You can't purchase the sticker sheet on its own. Now, I just want to point out one little difference that's going to be fairly obvious straight off the bat before I even open this one. You can see all the gold foiling on this paper here. So that's with the DSP, and I will flick through this in a moment. This one here, there's no gold foiling on the papers. So that is the main difference between purchasing a Scrapbook Workshop Kit and just the Designer Series papers. You do get the sticker sheet within the Scrapbook Workshop Kit, and you do get some additional die cut pieces to coordinate with the layouts that are here as per the design. And you get some exclusive printed paper as well as the cardstock to create these 3 double page spreads. I actually really like the style of these. There's not much I'm going to change with these ones, I don't think, but that's an upcoming project. I haven't cut into this one at all yet. So let's have a little look at what is in here. The other thing to note with the Scrapbook Workshop Kit is that you don't get the whole 12 sheets of the Designer Series paper. You do get a really fabulous cutting guide. This one's going to be, I haven't actually looked at this. This one has got some really easy cuts. So if you're new to scrapbooking, this one I think is going to be a great one to start with. If you haven't tried scrapbooking before, Christmas is always fun to start with. And this, you can see, is quite an easy cutting guide. From my perspective, I can also see that there are going to be leftover pieces from all the pattern papers. So I will be able to use those to extend this kit. But I do quite like some of these designs. There are just a few little things, colorways, where I'm going to change things up just a little bit. I'm not going to bring in any other pattern paper. I'm going to use what's in the pack, but I can already tell there are a couple of things with which side I'm going to use for the pattern paper. They've got the cutting guide for the cardstock as well, but these are all labeled so you know exactly which pile to put them in, and you can label your papers as you're cutting them so you know which letter goes with what, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So when we flip over to the actual assembly guide, you get a full color photo, and then you've got one where the opacity is increased a little bit, and that shows you where 1A, 1B, 1C and all the other relevant pieces for layout 1 or project 1 are to be adhered on the page. And it also gives you measurements. I'll hold this up to the camera a little bit so that you can see. It will give you measurements if you want to follow on exactly how it's been intended to be made. So I really do love how these are put together. So let's go through the pattern paper. I'm going to turn these over so you can see both sides. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to do a comparison. This set is a product suite collection, so there is more to this collection that I will bring in later. But you can see already the difference here is the Scrapbook Workshop Kit has the pattern paper without the gold foil, and the reverse side of this paper is different from what's in the Designer Series paper. So I do want to point out those differences to you. Let's look at the next one that we've got here. I'm not trying not to get these two packs mixed up, but I think it's important to just have a little look. Oh, I can see this paper here is actually in the kit, but it has a different pattern on the other side. So they've printed these differently, and that's so that you can create very cohesive scrapbook layouts. So I'm just going to separate the two reds here and bring that one over. So this is the same print design. This is without the gold foil, and that's what comes in the scrapbook kit. This is with the gold foil. That's what comes with the 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And then if I reverse this one, I'm going to move these two aside because we've already seen those. You can see there's the hero paper or the heavily patterned paper. On the other side, it's exactly the same print here. So the only difference with these ones is the gold foiling. So let's move these two aside and bring in these ones. So this is Secret Sea. I absolutely love this colour. So as I showed before, that is the same as this. I think they're the same hues. Sometimes there's a little bit of a difference with the hues, but instead of this being on the reverse side, we've got that one. Put that aside, and now we're coming to the specialty paper. So this is the difference between the specialty papers that come in a scrapbook kit and the designer series papers. These are double-sided. With the specialty papers in the scrapbook workshop kit, they're white on the other side. But I love how we've got the framing here. So that's pretty, and I love this one as well. I have a feeling this is cloud cover. Takes on a bit more of a grey tone. How gorgeous is that paper? And that's specialty, so it's white on the other side. Then we come to the die cut pieces. I don't know, there's 2 sheets here. So we've got some border strips, we've got some journaling spots, and we've got some decorative elements as well. And this will help build our 3 double page spreads that we have as per the guide. And then you get the coordinating cardstock. So we have, I think that's cherry cobbler, cloud cover, old olive. We've got 2 of secret sea, 2 of white daisy, and then we have the sticker sheet. And we also get the photo mat holders as well. So you have everything that you need. This is just the packaging here. It tells you exactly what colours are there. This is listed as a real red. However, when I bring in real red, that is a much brighter red, which goes with this, but the cherry cobbler goes with it as well. So that might be a little bit of a misprint on the packaging. If you wanted to make the layouts with a bit more of a brighter feel, you could definitely swap out the cherry cobbler for the real red if that was more your style with this. And that works perfectly well with all of these other cardstocks here and also with the pattern papers. So you could use either of the reds. So I'm going to pack all these pieces away now and we'll get into the rest of the catalogue. So just before I put this back away in the pile here, I'm just reinstating. I will be doing a scrapbook workshop kit makeover on this set and extending these pages beyond the 3 double page spreads. So let's bring in the catalogue, and I've got some stamp sets and other items that I'm about to show you. So I have purchased these Joyful Days Memories and More cards. All I've done is just slit open the packaging here. I haven't actually flipped through them all. So there's 54 double-sided cards and there's 6 each of the 6x4 designs. So you get 6 of these, and the opposite side is this. Oh, I love the watercolour sort of look to these. So there's 6 of these ones as well. And this has another gorgeous watercolour type look to it. That's really pretty. And 6 of these ones. And we've got some more watercolour type pattern. These are the most pretty Christmas trees, but I can actually see these on outdoor layouts as well. And then you have the 4x3. So there are 6 of each of those. So we've got another title sort of element here if you do pocket page scrapbooking. And there's another gorgeous watercolor pattern. I love just the peak of this wreath here. That looks gorgeous. And another watercolor element on that side. This is a very well thought out pack. I love how everything is coordinated. Another title area. Now, if you didn't want to use this as a title area and you just wanted this as a decorative piece and you wanted to make a card or put this on a scrapbook layout, you could put another icon like a bauble or a Santa or something like that over the top of this. You could punch a circle or die cut a circle and put that over the top. And that way you don't have all of these joyful days. You can multi-purpose them if you wanted to. This one here coordinates with these gorgeous trees. These are very cute. I love the traditional feel of these. So this has a landscape title here. Once again, you can put something else over that if you're making multiple cards and you want to swap them out a little bit. Another beautiful wreath. You can stamp your own sentiment in there or put another icon in there. Better flip that over so you can see. Oh, that's really pretty with just the trees along the bottom and that grid style. I love the grid style. And then we have a traditional type Christmas tree on its own that's been watercolor painted and a gorgeous watercolor wash, and that matches in with this one. So it's a very well coordinated pack. I really love all of these cards. So it's fun to open these things on camera as I haven't gone through them all. And in the catalogue, you don't necessarily see all of the patterns on here. You can see how beautiful they look, made into cards. And these cards are designed to fit in with the pocket page style scrapbooking, but you can also get a card and envelope pack. And when you use those, you get an actual border around these. So you can see here, there's a little white border around this card. So they've trimmed this one down a little bit. So that one's been trimmed a little bit. And I'm not sure if it's this one, but I'm just going to pull that out. And this one can go as the base onto your card. You can trim that one down a little bit, and then you still have a white border around that from the actual card base. So I love how that all works together. All right, so I realized I hadn't pressed record when I started unpacking this, so I had walked through all of it. I'm going to leave all this out here and do a quick recap of what I just spoke about and didn't actually record. So this page here has some gorgeous mix and match elements in it. There are the greetings for all mix and match ephemera pack. You get 2 of each design here in the lovely gold foil, and the good thing about these is they are actually adhesive backed. So I did push one out. I'm just trying to find it. Here it is here. If you wanted to use these with dimensionals and pop them up a little bit, you would leave the backing paper on, and it's almost like a chipboard, a very thin chipboard weight. But the beauty of this, and this is the first time for greetings and sentiments, you can peel the backing sheet off and it turns into a sticker. So this is adhesive here. All you have to do is peel it off, adhere it down onto your card. You don't need any extra adhesive, especially when you're using some of the finer pieces like this joy here as well. You don't have to put all the dimensionals or whatever behind it. You can just peel it off. You can see there are lines through all of the pieces. You can just peel that piece back and it turns into a sticker. So, and that is the greetings for you. There's some gorgeous mix and match specialty cards and envelopes. Absolutely love these. So you get 10 of them, 5 of each colorway. So these are all cards, complete cards like this. So you can use it as is, or you can cut them in half and get 2 card panels out of 1 card base. And they have coordinating envelopes here, which have that gorgeous gold foiling on the flap. So I absolutely love them. You can use these on scrapbook layouts if you wanted to. You don't have to use them all as cards. So this is Christmas tags and more. Instead of it being a full ephemera pack, it is a 6x6 paper pack. So you get 8 of each design. So we have the designs here that coordinate really well that you can just cut down for cards or use on scrapbook layouts. Then we get into the designs that are a print as a full 6x6 or a cut apart sheet. So if you wanted to use this side, you trim this bit off and you can trim this out as well and put them onto a card or into a pocket page if you wanted to do pocket page scrapbooking. And you can also put these on any size of a scrapbook layout. And this one here has a green gingham, but the other side are these cut apart pieces that are 2 by 3 inches with all of these gorgeous icons. And I'm going to bring the catalogue back in a moment and point some things out. And then you've got this seafoam as the base and garden green, I think it is, with the leaves and the little white berries here. And the other side is another cut apart piece. So there's flexibility here to do with these whatever you want. And you also get 4 sheets of die cut pieces. So 2 patterns the same. Imagine if you just cut this panel off, got a little bit of twine, thread it through, pierced a hole here and fed the twine through, and that would be a gorgeous card front, or you could do that on a layout as well. There's no reason why you couldn't. And then there are more gorgeous baubles, stockings, candy canes, and other elements as well. I love this little stocking with a Christmas tree and some cute little gifts. Now, when you look at the catalogue, it gives you some ideas of what you can do with this. They've decorated the envelope here and it matches the card. They've decorated the back of the envelope here and sealed it with these elements and used this piece here with some bows from the die cut pieces and trimmed it down to fit on a card panel. They've included an idea for a scrapbook layout, so you know that these products, even though they might be small in packaging, can transfer very easily to a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. And the creative design team actually has a sketchbook using 6 by 6 papers. It means that you can take a 6 by 6 paper pack, use the sketches and create your layouts, but you can also cut down your 12 by 12 papers and make the sketches as well. And here are those little 2x3 cards. They've used some of them here to make some of these tags and then mixed and matched in some of the die cut pieces. So lots of purposing for these, just 3 very simple and quite low price point elements on here that is going to stretch a long way over a series of projects. And then you get some sketches here that you can use for card bases, for tags, and for layouts. And of course, you can translate a card base into a scrapbook layout. You could definitely translate this one here into a card base. So they're quite flexible, these sketches. There's no measurements or anything, but it's there for some inspiration for you. And I'm going to be doing a bit of a workshop with this for a retreat that I'm hosting in November. And the ladies, I think it'll be an ideal time to do some Christmas projects. And we're going to make some cards, some tags, and some layouts using this pack. I can't wait for that to happen, but that's a few months off, so I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I've got a lot of other projects I've got to get done first. These 2 stamp sets are gorgeous, and I've bought both of these. So there's A Child is Born, and I love the scene here and all the other little elements that go with it. And the softness of this card is absolutely beautiful. And then there are the seasonal tags. Now, you can use these on tags, and there is a die that I'm going to show you soon that I'm very excited about. This is going to work really well with this. But I also love the little tree, the To From, Happy and Merry, so you can change out. You can have the scripty font with Christmas, or you can keep the same font with it as well. And Happy, of course, you can use on a scrapbook layout. And I can see a row of these little trees going along as a border on a layout as well. This one I haven't bought. I really love the font with it. And I know I've highlighted it, but I did that by accident. So this is on my list of wants. I haven't actually bought everything in here, although at the moment it seems like I have. This is a builder stamp set for florals. Another Christmas one here. Love the little log cabin, bear and the deer. I don't have a lot of use for this living in Australia, but I do quite like all these sentiments here on this stamp set. And you can see with the artwork here, they've used the products that I just showed you with the die cuts and the 6x6 pattern papers and used those with these sentiments here. So that's a crossover between the artwork here and the artwork on this page here. So when you get your catalogue, if you've ordered from me and you click on the contact button and you've checked that, you should already have this catalogue, as we can arrange a mail out of those direct from Stampin' Up, and it will have my details on the back. If you haven't clicked that contact button, you won't have received a catalogue from me. So what I'm going to do, I have ordered some extra ones. If you have ordered from me in the last 6 months, drop me an email or message me and I will mail one out to you. And any new customers that place an order in the next month or so, I will try and have some catalogues on hand to send out to you. Or you can add a catalogue to your cart and get it delivered to you with your order. Okay, so now we're going on to the sweet collections. And it's always exciting to look at these. There's lots of inspiration here. And this is the Traditions of Christmas Suite. Now you can see I haven't ordered everything from this, although I think the ribbon is on my list, because when you look at the front cover, that's what they've used to tie up this gift, and I really love how that looks. So I'm going to go through what I have purchased from this. You saw a bit of a sneak peek of the paper, and you'll see later on how this is featured in a scrapbooking sort of format. So this is going to make another appearance, but you can order the designer series paper just on its own. So I'm going to do a quick flip through of this so that you can see what is contained here. So these are very traditional type patterns and lots of gorgeous gold foil. I love the introduction of the Secret C here. So this just shows you a little bit more of what is contained within this paper pack that is extended beyond the Scrapbook Workshop kit that I flicked through earlier with you. So that's the one that's in the Scrapbook Workshop kit. So there's 2 Secret C tone-on-tone type patterns here. And there's, I just have to bring this one up. This might be my favorite gold foil one in here. It's absolutely beautiful. So that is the paper collection. Now, when it came to the stamps and the dies, I'm going to put these off to the side. I've just purchased this one here so far. I haven't done the Christmas greenery. Now let me bring in one of the pattern papers here. So you can see this floral here has a die. If you didn't want to do the stamping, you could just purchase the dies and use them to cut out the paper because it totally matches. Same with this floral here. This one is the same as here, and you can cut that out with a die. So if you're into florals and you want to order the bundle, it's 10% off. But if you just wanted the dies, you can do that as well and use them on your designer series paper here. I don't think there's one for this one, but as I'm looking at these dies, even though these two match the papers and this floral does as well, I really love this sprig, this leaf, the bow, and the holly and the berries. So I might just purchase the dies, but not necessarily the stamp sets. This one here I did purchase because I love all the shapes of these dies. So let me bring this out. I ordered the stamp set. It's photopolymer, lots of gorgeous sayings here. And I really love the versatility of all of these shapes. So you can see with this one here, that will fit Season's Greetings, and it's just beautiful to have that there. But if you've got a happy birthday stamp set, and you can put happy in this section and birthday in this section, so you can mix and match it and extend the usage of this. I wish I'd done this when I first started with Stampin' Up. So when they're on the carry sheets that they come with, which is the white sheet with the sticky tape sort of down there to keep everything in place, before I move them onto a magnetic sheet, and I just copy these as per how they're put on that carry sheet so that I know I have got a visual reference here of exactly what's contained in the die set. So I can see if I'm missing anything. And I do this when they're standalone dies. I do a photocopy of them and put that into the plastic envelope so I know exactly what should be in there in case I've got several die packs out on my desk that I'm working with and I mix up what goes with what, especially if it's no longer on the website and I haven't got a visual to reference. I also put the original price on there just for my own information, whether I've got the stamps and the die sets, and when it was released. So this is something I've done for the last couple of releases just to get myself a little bit better organized. The other item that I purchased from here are these little gems. So they're the traditional sparkle sequins. I'm going to take them out of this just to show you how shiny they are. So they all match in with this paper packet here. So they're going to be absolutely gorgeous to coordinate with that. And these are super flat, so they're not like normal glittery gems. They're a really flat one. They're classed as sequins, but there's no hole in there. There's no definition of a sequin. So basically, it's just sort of the shape of them and the fact that they're flat. So this is the next collection if we flip through in order. North Pole delivery. I have not ordered the papers as yet. I've only ordered the stamp and die set bundle. I do love the little animals here, but there is another reason why I bought this that actually drew me to this more than the animals, and I'll talk about that in a moment. I just want to hold this up here so that you can see the papers. These are zoomed in views of them, so they're not a true representation of what you get on a 12 by 12 piece. So these images here will be a little bit smaller. I don't know that they've got one on this page for me to show you a sample with them on there. So you'll just have to trust me. They are not this bigger print on a 12 by 12 sheet. So this is zoomed in so you can see the detail. What you also get with this paper pack is 2 sheets of pre-cut designs. So these are all like laser cut or die cut pieces. Love all the envelopes, the gifts, and the letters. And you get a lot of little animals here, houses, cars, and more little post boxes and things like that. So that is going to arrive, unfortunately, after this video is going to air, but I do have plans for this one. I want to talk to you quickly about this stamp and die set. A couple of things that got me excited. I love the letters, envelopes, and the gifts here, and this little post box. And of course, there is a die for those. And that's what I'm going to show you with this. It's a photopolymer stamp. When it comes to the letters and the gifts, it's all on one stamp. So one stamp, you get 4 of them, and then you can ink them up in other colours if you wanted to. So it's all in one. When you look at the dies, I'll just get that out quickly to show you. There's a little post box. You've got all the animals. These all fitted on a 5 by 7 sheet. It actually comes packed with some of these inside on a carrier sheet. I managed to get everything on a 5 by 7. This will be fine as long as I leave it within that packaging. It's not going to bend because it's got the magnetic sheet behind it to support it and also the plastic envelope. And this will make a little gift box. So let's get back to these. This die cuts out all of these in one go. So 1 stamp, 1 die, 4 pieces. I love how Stampin' Up think of those things. It just saves so much on trying to line up all these tiny little elements here and get them all right. You can do them all in one go and you get 4 for 1 wind. Love how they do that. So let me just put that back on here. And the other thing I quickly wanted to talk to you about with this set is this die here. This makes cute little gift boxes. So you can see some of the gift boxes here. I'm just going to turn the page so that you can see them here. I love these crocheted animals. Makes me want to get out my wool and my crochet hook again, but I'm always too busy paper crafting. So this will make these little boxes, and you can see there's a little slit here. That is the fold over flap that you use that goes on the outside. I love how this is stamped. I think that's a really nice attention to detail. You could put gift cards in here. I think it might be a bit too shallow to put things like lip balms and stuff like that in there. You could put a little stack of note cards in there if you wanted to give a little stack of tags or something like that as a gift. All the score lines are on here, so you don't have to put those on yourself. The raised ones you can see will do the cutting, and then these ones that are a little bit lighter on video, I hope that's picking up, they're the score lines. But what this also comes with, and you might get a little bit of a clue here, it does cut a slit for you to put the fastenings, and there's 3 different fastenings. There's a star, a heart, and a circle. And with the circle one, all you have to do is run that through twice. So you run this one through so that you can feed this up in between this little slit here and push it down, and then you can seal it a little bit more with that circle that goes on there. And there's a cute little stamp that coordinates with that looks a little bit like a compass. So I think this set is going to be great for gift giving at any time of year, not just for Christmas. So that's why I bought this stamp set and die bundle, because I could see the value in using it more than just at Christmas time and more than just for cute little gifts. So now moving on to the next product suite, Peaceful Garden. So you'll remember at the beginning I showed you the Peaceful Days scrapbooking kit. This is the full range of papers. So I've already spread those out so that you can see them here. Love all of the blues. But what I love about these are quite strong patterns, some of these. So this is quite a busy paper, but I love the reverse side. So let me pull these out, because you all know, if you know me, I'm all about the reverse side and what I can make from those. So here are those 3 papers with the hero side on them. If I turn these over, I see beach. I love the neutral tones of these. This one has got some great texture through this. I think would make a great outdoor page, and you can put these all together, beach, lake, any outside activity or anything that you need more neutral tones with. You can even bring this one in as well, and possibly this one, and that makes a really nice series of pattern papers. So I'm quite excited about the reverse side of these, so I can't wait to design some of my own scrapbook layouts with these. The other thing that comes in this is the Peaceful Garden Glimmer paper. Now this is quite interesting, the colours that they've called this. So you let me know in the comments below what colours you see. They've listed this as blue, so that's pretty obvious. This one here is listed as soft green. That's a gorgeous neutral, so it's a little bit like seafoam, I think. And this one is listed as, let me just check, dark grey. To me, this is like Secret Sea. So it's like a dark blue, but it does have that grey tone. But if I put Secret Sea paper up against it, it really takes on a blue tone. So I think this might depend on what colours you put next to it with what tone you use. But for me, I can still see blue. Love this colour, and I have used just a little bit of it in my Scrapbook Workshop kit makeover. So that to me was quite interesting. So I'm not sure. People do see colours differently, but for me, this is a dark blue. When it came to this set, the only thing that I haven't bought is the Peace on Earth stamp set. I've got a lot of sentiment stamp sets, so I didn't feel like I needed these, but these are all going to work with this embossing folder. And I do want to point out something with this embossing folder. So you can see that gives a gorgeous leaf element all the way around the outside of this shape. So this does not get embossed. So I'll bring this piece in here so you can see how gorgeous that is. And then you can bring in a sanding block. This cracked a little bit. I did mist it with some water, and I recommend that you do that with a 3D embossing folder especially. But because this is a white core, I got a little bit of the white showing through. I don't mind that. I'm going to sand this up a little bit more to embrace that. But you can see this is all flat. Now, with the dies that come with this collection, there are 2 dies here that look like they will work with this embossing folder, and they do. but it is not a hybrid embossing folder. So make sure you check what it is called. It's just a 3D embossing folder. It's not a hybrid. So don't put this die. It looks like you should be able to put that in here like this and run it through your machine. Don't do that. It is not designed for that. This is designed so that you can either cut the center out of this and put this, and you can see something peeking through from behind. You can make it into a shaker card if you wanted to, or you cut the pieces so they sit on like this. This one's done with the smaller one, and then you get the outline piece here, or you can cut a piece with the larger one, and that will fit into that perfectly. But don't run this through like it's a hybrid embossing folder. So I need to make a card. I need to make a sympathy card, and I've brought in, these are the doves that come with this. So I've got the doves. I think I'm going to put those on each side here. I love all the cuts for the feathers and the wings and everything here. It looks gorgeous. This is how delicate this little sprig is here. So I can put that with one of the doves here, and then I can stamp a sentiment, and that comes together quite quickly and easily. And I'll stamp the sentiment in Misty Moonlight. And you can put these, cut out 2 little envelopes, so you can put those in the little beaks here as well if you wanted to. And the other thing that came with this suite are these Hues of Blues flowers. Now these are called flowers. Most of you know I can be a little bit flower challenged. I'm just going to take these off the carrier sheet here. We've got white, cloud cover, Misty Moonlight, and Secret Sea. Yes, they look like flower shapes, but they could also be snowflake shapes. They could be stars, and I have used them on beach pages. So I think it just depends on what the theme is that you put them on with your card projects or onto scrapbook layouts. They are quite flexible and can be used across a range of themes, not just florals. So we'll just move on. I'm trying to go quickly, but I get all excited about the product. You can see how gorgeous that embossing is here. It's really, really pretty. I love how this looks. This is another product suite, Lights of Aurora. It's 6x6. I have just purchased the die set. So anybody who loves exploring or going up into the mountains, for me, this is going to work really well for my overseas trip. And I'm just going to bring that out. These all layer up. So you can see they've got some examples here, and you can cut this. I'll just pull this one off because it's the easiest one to take off. It will cut around the top edges of all these trees. It won't cut along the bottom, and it gives you this gorgeous edge to it. But then what also happens, put it around the right way, is that these border edges here will also fit in with it. So it's a layered die. So I'm really looking forward to using that. I didn't get the stamp set or any of these other pieces. I just wanted the die set. So you can build up mountains, different sort of tree areas here. It's suitable across all range of countries. It's not just specific for North America, I don't think. Now there are a lot of product suites here. So this one here is called Autumn Toile, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that word correctly. I meant to Google it. These papers are a little bit different from what we would normally expect or use maybe here in South Pacific, but I do love the reverse sides of these. So I am going to order those at some stage so I can do some masculine pages, not necessarily for the actual patterns here. It's more a hunting and Thanksgiving type theme, but I have ordered a couple of things from this. One of them is the streaked dots here. They're really pretty. I'm not sure that the texture is going to come up on camera. Let me see if I bring them closer up. I'm not sure if you can see the texture on that. Earthen toned metallic paper, and it's really pretty. And I'm going to team this gorgeous paper with some paper in the online release that I'll bring in. That's a nature type paper. So that is gorgeous, and it goes so beautifully with these dots here. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun to use. And I've just realised that I found the Misty Moonlight. It's called Silver Edged Ribbon. So it's in the Misty Moonlight colour, and it's really, really pretty. So that goes with Peaceful Days, but of course you can use it on whatever projects you like. So these are some artwork inspiration, and there's a one sheet wonder recipe here that you can use to make all of these cards. So I think that'll be coming up online or in a YouTube video that Stampin' Up do soon. Now we're getting back into the scrapbooking section. So this is called Scrapbooking from Scratch, and you can see it's the same sort of paper with a sticker sheet. This paper has the gold foil on it, so you can purchase the gold foil pack with the sticker sheet as I showed you before, and I have got this stamp set. This is going to be wonderful for Days of December projects and also on cards and tags as well if you wanted to. I love this little stamp here. It's a photopolymer set and it's got a gorgeous big Christmas font here. I think it's true to size. Let me just put this over top. No, it's actually a little bit bigger. So that is a wonderful size for scrapbooking, but then it's also got these other little word pieces here that you can put on your pages. Here they've done some background stamping with just the words, so that looks pretty cool. So this one is Peaceful Days. If you didn't want to buy the full Scrapbook Workshop kit, you can just get the paper packet with the sticker sheet if you wanted to. And I have used this set on the pages that I created with the leftovers from the scrapbooking kit, because these are really good titles, but there's some also gorgeous little builder elements that you can put on your layouts as well. And this is a gorgeous little tab piece here. There are no dies with these sets, but this isn't hard to fussy cut out, and the bird's quite sweet as well. So now we're going into the stamp sets here. I'm just going to flick through these and show you what I have purchased. So we've got the squirrels. We've got a bundle here with branching out with stamps and dies. I have just purchased the dies, not the stamp sets, because I feel like these elements here stand alone without this stamp set. And I love the layered look to these stitched. So lots of different sizes here. That's going to be very versatile for adding onto all sorts of projects. I was tossing up buying these ones here, but I haven't. These do coordinate with each other. So there is a little die here that you can put these sentiments onto. And then there are words here that are just individual words that you can die cut. And that's quite flexible because you can mix and match the words. I didn't get any of the snowflake range. I was tempted. Gorgeous masks and gorgeous stamp sets. And this is quite large. So you can see from the projects here, it gives you a sense of proportion with how large the dies are. I did buy the Gingerbread Man bundle. I do have an idea of how to use this. I think I'm going to use it in 31 Days of Christmas. The dies come in an envelope of this size, but I managed to be able to get them all onto a 5x7 sheet. And the dies themselves, we've got a back-to-back gingerbread man and a little folding piece here. So you can make him into a little card all on his own. But I love how you can dress him up. There's lollipops, candy canes, a layered candy cane, gorgeous little beanie, a speech bubble, bows and ties, all sorts of elements here. And then the stamp set coordinates with this as well. So you can see you can stamp his outline here, and you can mix up his little facial expressions, winky face, a smiley face, and other elements as well. So this one's going to be a whole lot of fun. I think there are 4 different facial expressions, and then the dies and the stamps also have the little elements that represent piping when you make a gingerbread man at Christmas time. I used to make these at all times of year with the kids. It wasn't just restricted to Christmas time. This is a cute little sort of hand-drawn artist style stamp set. I love how this is a sketch sort of version. I don't have that one. I have ordered the dots, so that's going to come in the next parcel. The ugly sweater type stamp set with the beanies and the socks, so that if you live in colder climates, this is actually perfect. These ones I'm very excited about. I do have both of these sets. So let me bring this one in. So I'm going to refer back to when I was talking about the Peaceful Gardens, how it wasn't a hybrid embossing folder. This one is a hybrid embossing folder. So you can see Christmas Words Collage Hybrid Embossing Folder. That means you get an embossing folder and a die set that fits into the embossing folder so that you can use the embossing folder on its own if you wanted to, and you can use it as a background like they've done here, or you can use the die, a 6x6" piece of paper in there. You click these in. You saw how easy that was. They fit into the top part, so where this logo is, that's where the die will click in. You put your piece of paper in here, you run that through, and you're going to get all of these sentiments all at once, and it will do the embossing so you can still see the words. Now I'm going to bring this up. You can ink these words if you do them with regular cardstock. which is sort of what they've done here. You can just swipe across it with an ink pad or with a blending brush and highlight the words because they're a little bit raised, or you can cut them with metallic paper. It's just so classy and gorgeous. I love how this looks. If you don't want to cut all of the words in one go, you can of course trim down a piece of paper or foil paper just to put that over the top of the piece that you wanted, whether it be in the middle here or off to the edge here. With Happy Christmas, I know a lot of us here in Australia don't say Happy Christmas, we say Merry Christmas. You can trim that out very easily and substitute the Merry that is here. So you can customize these if you want to mix them, match them. But there's some really good sentiments in here, both for scrapbooking and for card making projects. And this is the other one that I'm really excited about. I've used this on the Peaceful Days Scrapbook Workshop kit. These tags all coordinate together. So this is your base tag. You can use it on its own. It's got a lovely little pierced design around here with circles. It's got a gorgeous little tag finisher that gives an extended finish to it. So you can see that here. I'll bring this up so you can have a look. So that's that little tag finisher piece cut out here. And then you've got bows as well. This is one die, so you can run it through all in one go. You get the base of the bow, the top of the bow, and the finishing piece so that it will all go together really easily. But what you can also do is create this base and put this overlay piece on top, or this one or this one. So you've got a gorgeous traditional type Christmas type design. You've got some sprigs here, or you've got some stripes. So lots of uses for this. This one here you could definitely use on outdoor layouts. This one I think is probably a little bit more traditionally Christmas. And then I don't know if there's anything else that I've ordered. I ordered a lot from this. Oh, when Ellie at the end. I haven't ordered these ones, but I do love how these wreaths look, especially when they've been gold embossed. And this coordinates with the paper tags dies, which is a die set that was released, I'm going to say the annual catalogue, but I can't be quite sure. Oh, there's another stamp set. I do have this one. I love how this looks. Now, I am just going to have a look at this because I know that this Happy is much bigger than what's on the front. I have a feeling it's true size in the catalogue. I love the scene behind here. You can ink this up all in one go, or you can ink it up and do some ombre effect with this, either with a sponge dauber or just by pressing it into the ink pad. This piece getting inked up in one colour and then inking up this one. Lots of combinations with this, with Happy Birthday, Happy Place, Happy Retirement, Happy Life. Lots of different combinations with this set. So this was a must-have for me. This is a gorgeous set. I actually saw this, one of my friends ordered this. They all fit in together so you can stamp them in one piece, but the stamps are actually separated so you can use them individually as well. So that's quite clever, and there's lots of shading and everything on this to make colouring in really easily. So let's just have a little look on here. We have a rewards program. If you haven't signed up for this, you really need to, so that when you log in, if you create a customer account, when you log in, you can earn rewards for this so that you can then redeem with your orders. So that's well worth doing. If you are local to Melbourne, I can organise a gathering with you. If you want to host something, I can come along and we can make some projects together. And if you want to join my team, you can definitely do that. What I do for my downline is any workshop guides, any scrapbook guides that I write, or even workshop days that I have where I write instructions. I share those with my first and second downline. That's just one of the benefits of being part of my team. If you're thinking about joining, you can reach out to me and discuss that with me. There's an index at the back here with it all nicely sorted so you can look things up quickly. And just, there's those little envelopes and presents again. I love how that looks. I'm really happy I bought that set. I wasn't going to. So I'm just going to have a little break now and clear everything up. And then I'm going to bring back what the online purchases are that I have made, because there is an online release as well. I know it sounds a lot. It's like when the annual catalogue comes out in May. We have a big annual catalogue, but we also have an online release as well. So this is a little bit what September is like. It's like all the Christmases come at once in September with two releases, with a seasonal mini catalogue and an online release as well.